What's up, friends? I am live streaming, moving some EpicReact workshops over to TypeScript. I'm gonna try a couple different approaches because I don't want to actually move everything over until I get the videos all re-recorded. So yeah, let me just make sure. Yeah, this is working. So let me grab this and stick it here. So in case you're unaware, I do everything through Discord. I don't look at the chat over here, so I don't even turn it off because I don't want to spend any time on it. So if you want to chat, then come over to the Discord. If you want to actually be interactive and stuff, then you can join the Zoom. It's a much more fun place to be. So with that, I'm going to pin this message to, boom, there we go.
Hey,
Pin.
first.
What? Yeah, what's up, Maple Leaf?
Hey, I went to get some food earlier, and then my car decided to not start while I was in the parking lot.
Uh-oh.
That was fun.
Did you get it started?
Eventually, yeah, we called roadside assistance from Geico, and the guy he got our car started. And apparently, the reason why was because I was running the radio with the car off, and that kills the battery.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So your battery died?
Apparently, yeah,
Huh, that's unfortunate.
yeah. I guess
Well,
today I learned something.
yeah, there you go. Um, okay, so I finally finished TypeScript-ifying the KCD or the React Workshop app project. And so now everything can be TypeScript-ified finally. And I was talking with somebody who'd been making, let's see, it was, I think, on the advanced React hooks repo. Yeah, he'd been making a bunch of pull requests. Nope, not this one. Yeah, here it is. To workshops with TypeScript implemented, which is awesome. And yeah, so I talked with him a little bit about some of the strategies of what we can do until I can get the videos all re-recorded and stuff. And I think what we're gonna do is, and I'm gonna just do this myself. I appreciate people's contributions, but when I'm just getting things rolling and I'm not entirely certain how I want to approach things, it's hard for me to accept contributions. So I told him I'm just gonna do it myself. But what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make all of the repos work with TypeScript. I'm going to move all of the non-exercise files to TypeScript. And then I'm going to leave all the exercise files as .js files. And all the final version, we're going to have a .js and we'll have a .tsx so that people can see what the TypeScript version of the solution would be. And then that will actually make it a lot easier for me when I go to re-record it, because I'll just delete the TypeScript stuff and or delete the regular JavaScript stuff and just go with straight up TypeScript. And then eventually, yeah, there could be phases to this, but I think I'll also have a TypeScript version of the exercise files too. So if somebody wants to just jump on that before I get it re-recorded, then they can, and we can include like comments for the types that you're going to need to define and stuff like that. This might get a little bit tricky because I'm not sure which one of these files is going to be picked up. I hadn't really thought about this until just now. And so we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, that's what we're going to go for right now. And yeah, I think I just need to fix a couple of type things. And I think that I've got a TypeScript or a type checking thing here. So yeah, we've got 18 errors in the project right now. And so I'm just going to go fix all those right now. And then we'll come back and I'm going to back out of the TSX on these files so I can get this actually merged into master rather than just being a separate branch, which is what I was planning on initially. So anyway, so that's, yeah, that's the current strategy. That's what I'm going to be working on. And I'm actually going to rename all of these to JS files right now. So we're going to do, let's see, actually, I'm going to just copy these to JS. And that's how I roll. Haha. Okay, so I think most of these, there's actually not a whole lot of stuff that I'll need to remove from a TypeScript standpoint, which is nice. Yeah, Yeah, and I'm going to leave the TSX files there for now just to see what happens if I do leave them around, because I could just go from that from the get-go. Yeah, okay, so that was nothing. Yeah, I don't think that I TypeScriptified many of these anyway. Most of the TypeScript stuff that I had done so far was like a find and replace for exercise and final version files. So I didn't actually come in directly to these to TypeScriptify these yet, which plays out quite nicely for us at this stage. Whoops. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, snap. I'm actually thinking maybe I should do this differently. So I should make a new branch and then just reference this or something. Um, yeah, I just really don't want to confuse people who are like watching the videos and you're like, what the heck? What is TSX even? Like there are a handful of people who have no experience with TypeScript whatsoever. And I don't want them to get super lost. So I think actually what we're going to do, I'm going to start this over. And we're going to copy all of these files over to a new branch. I don't know how to do that very well. So what we're going to do is I'm going to copy the source directory to source ignored. I don't know how to do commands. There we go. Okay, cool. So source ignored or anything .ignored in my repos is get ignored. Haha. I have that in my global get ignore. Strongly recommended. Okay, so now I can check out main. Let's just pull to be sure. I don't think I've got any. Yeah, okay. But now I've still got all of my TypeScript version of those things. And now I can make a PR for TS. Yep. Okay, so then I can come in and we'll just drag and drop. We could probably figure out a clever way to do this, but we'll just, man, is there any difference? I don't know. No. Never. I turned that on for a little bit when I was moving some files around, but now I want it off. So, okay, so the rest of the test should be exactly the same. Examples. Yeah, I suppose we'll move both of these. Well, I really don't know what's going to happen. Actually, examples is going to be okay. This should actually be TSX. And this will be TSX. So these will be okay. But I'm not sure which one of these files it's going to pick up for like the app when you're looking at the exercise and stuff. So we'll have to test that out. Okay, so then everything, like all of this stuff, I'm good with just being TypeScript. I don't need any of this, like the regular JavaScript for this, because you're never working in these files. And so I'm fine with these just being TypeScript only. Pretty sure checking out on a new branch moves over any active changes. Yeah, but I didn't have any active changes, but thanks anyway. I had committed all those changes. And so if I checked out the new branch, I'd lose all those. They'd just hang out in the old branch. So thanks though. Okay, so then I didn't edit any of the markdown files and I don't intend to until I actually TypeScriptify or say, okay, now this is 100% TypeScript for everything. So yeah, we don't need to worry about moving those over. Okay, and then the final, just take all these. My goodness. Personally, it looks like a disaster, but I think it'll be fine. Okay, sweet. So let's see what happens. Hold on, detected TypeScript. Oh, snap. I don't know if I like these default values. So let me stash this. We'll check out, I think, was it? No, TS main. There we go. And I'm going to grab this. I think that's all I need. Oh, and there was also some changes in here. You know what? Actually, let's just go back. And we'll come over to the GitHub repo. Wait, is this is React hooks? Should have done fundamentals first. Oh well. And we'll come over to TS main and compare that to master or to main. And it looks like, yeah, just that one change. That's what I thought, but I just want to be sure. Okay. Actually, do. And do I have TypeScript in here? I think, yeah, I added TypeScript as like a regular dev dependency to main because I figured can't hurt. Okay, so we got some formatting changes and stuff somehow. I'm not sure how that happened. But let's go ahead and npx msw init public just to be sure. Yeah, it looks like that didn't change anything, so that's all right. Okay. Yeah, then backend. Okay, so then this is all just source directories changes, which I've dealt with already. And then here's our TS config. Yeah. All right, there we go. Sweet. So now let's run the type check thing, and I'm pretty sure we'll still have those 18 at least things. Yeah, 18 errors. We'll deal with those in a second. Let's just see which one of these files it picks up, if it's going to pick up the JS or the TS. If it picks up the JS, or if it picks up the TSX one, then I'll need to go change the React app or the React Workshop app so that it picks up the JS one first, because that's the one it should be using. Okay. So it's picking up 06 TSX, cannot be used, Pokemon info. Okay, let's fix that. Oh, right. That's weird. Hold on a second. Yeah, so what's happening is in the old version, I would just return a string, but TypeScript doesn't like that because according to TypeScript, this is not right, but according to TypeScript, you cannot return a string from a React component. This is incorrect. You totally can return a string, but TypeScript doesn't like it. Maybe there's an ambiguity problem there or something. And so in the TypeScript version, I changed it to return it in a span, which is fine. I don't really care that much, but I haven't done that over here. I don't mind actually changing this in the main branch. There might be a few people who are like, wait, what? In the video, he did a string. It's fine. They'll figure it out. It's not a big deal. So we'll just do that really quick, but that wasn't the problem. For some reason, this Pokemon info right here, oh, yeah, it's because we're returning to do. Okay, so we can fix that. We'll return the span to do and do that. That'll fix it up. And it looks like it is picking up the TSX over the JS, so we'll need to fix that. But luckily that should be pretty straightforward, I think. So yeah, set local storage state. I can fix this. I wrote a blog post about that this week, just yesterday. That will be sent out to my subscribers on Friday, but if you want to look, you can go read. I've already published it. So Okay, now what is this complaining about? This one. And let's ask const this thing. Here, in fact, probably got a couple of these, so we'll just, but we want to only do this in star.tsx. Yeah. And replace all those. And utils. Oh, haha. Whoops. I had already had as const on that one. Now I need to find as const. Yep, there you are. My bad. Okay, cool. So then come back over here, and now it's complaining because this has no type definitions. So we can just borrow those from over here. Yeah, you know what? Let's just grab this whole thing because those are exactly the same. Oh, for crying out loud, what are you complaining about now? Okay, hold on a second. This is the last one. So these are actually identical. So I can just copy all of this and put it here. So the exercise is, let's build this. And then, oh, actually, did you know that I put that in the utils file? So you didn't need to write it. It was already there. You could have used it the whole time. That's kind of that. Okay, cool. Moving on to the next thing. Tilt node is mad because this, and yes, I had a solution for this somewhere right here. So coming down here. Interestingly, vanilla tilt does export a HTML vanilla tilt element, but it extends a HTML element, and that doesn't work when you try to pass it as a ref to a div, which is a crying shame. And so, yeah, I had to make my own, which is no big deal. Now we have vanilla tilt, and we just pass it vanilla tilt, and now it, our node can do things like call destroy, which is kind of neat. So anyway, that one's good. And now this is complaining, and I feel like I did types for this already also, but now I cannot remember for sure. Nope, I guess I didn't. So let's do type alias for, let's see, Pokemon info state. Status can be idle or pending or resolved. Yeah, and rejected. And Pokemon is going to be null or a Pokemon info, which we're going to get from our types or Pokemon data. Yep. So it's that or that, and error can be null or an error. And so now our use state manages that. And now this is complaining because I didn't mark these as optional. So these two can be optional. There we go. Sweet. And interestingly, I noticed the other day that I don't have to do null if I say that this is optional. Even though I'm setting it to null, I don't feel like that's right. I don't feel like that should be a thing. Oh, and actually, you know what? Yeah. Yeah, so I'm kind of confused about why here it's saying Pokemon is only Pokemon data. If I go Pokemon.foo, or yeah, that won't work, but name, it should, yeah, there we go. It does. Here, let's say console log. Yeah, see, this should not be allowed. And so I guess I do need to say null. Yeah, Yeah, that should not be allowed.
Do you have
So that's
strict mode
odd.
on?
What?
Do you have strict mode on?
I don't. Is that why?
That's why.
Oh,
Because
okay.
only strict mode does null checks and undefined checks.
Oh, well, that's great actually, because I do want this to be pretty loose for people. I'm kind of thinking though that for my stuff, as I'm developing it, I should be working in strict mode, and then when I hand it off um, to folks doing the workshop, it can be not strict mode. Maybe I should turn on strict mode while I'm working on it.
I agree, but there is a way you can get this to like error without strict mode.
Yeah.
You
I think
can,
there's like, doesn't strict mode just turn on a bunch of configuration options? And so I could just
right?
turn on the one for null and undefined. I
Yeah,
think,
there's strict null checks. That's what you're talking about.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thanks, Kim, too. And Aaron, I just noticed your comment. HTML div element does inherit from HTML element, but our problem was the reverse. So vanilla tilt is saying, wherever that was, vanilla tilt was saying, hey, I inherit from HTML element. And so we were creating a tilt ref of basically an HTML element and then passing that to the div. But TypeScript wasn't happy about that because this is an HTML element and not an HTML div element. So I think that's why. I don't know. Maybe that is a TypeScript bug. It's kind of annoying. I don't like it. But it is what it is. So yeah, okay. So I think I'm going to go over, and maybe I'll keep going, and we'll turn on strict mode once I know everything's working first. Then we can strictify everything, which would be good for just my development. Thank you, Maple Leaf. Yeah, whoop, I'm on full screen, so I can't show that. But yeah, that's handy. Yeah, that way I can say it's got to be one of those things. Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of cool. Okay, cool. So now we're angry about this fallback component because we don't have those props defined. So we need to define our error boundary props type. Error boundary props. Man, it's so hard to type such a long name. I'm going to use a single letter variable, just P. Sorry, I shouldn't mock people, but I just stupid. Okay, an error boundary state. You know what? Eventually, I'll probably be doing these single letter variable names. I'll just get tired of it, and I'll be eating my own words. So, okay, cool. So, fallback component needs to be a React function component that accepts an error, which is an error. And I think that's the only prop that we, oh no, also children, but I think function component gives me children. Does it not? Children, prop types. I think there's like one with children. These types are really confusing. With children, props with children. That's what I want. Yeah, so that's probably what I want, actually. Well, no. I think it is a function that accepts props with children. Yeah, okay, so we're good. So I can, actually, the way I'm using it right here, it's acceptable. So great. Okay, so then my state, I just have error, which is going to be null or an error. And then get derived state from error, this is going to be an error. And sweet. And then I've got to snag some types from over here in the previous exercise. We're going to need to grab our import for our types. And that is what this is going to be. Sick. Yeah, Kim, that I actually will often use the name props also. Yeah, I don't often run into name collisions unless I do have multiple components in a single file, which It's pretty often, sort of. I definitely have it in like every one of these exercises because I always have an app component, and then there's like the one or two that you're actually working with. So I would have name collisions in here. And so just to avoid the nuance of what should I call this, I'm just always going to give it the full name. And yeah, Aaron, that is a good point for UI libraries. In application development, it's like props, like that's fine. Probably. What does the error look like if I just call this props? And then I come down in here and I say something wrong. This is going to say, oh, man, I hate that. VS Code, fix your window thing. That is super duper annoying. Yeah, I think it's right here. It might be more useful, sort of, basically. I don't know. You get down to the bottom and you're like, property fallback components does not exist on this type. Read-only props. I think this would say error boundary props is my guess. So let's try that. So then if we come down here, look at that bottom there. Yeah, error boundary props. So maybe a little bit nicer error message, even in application development, to give it a full name. So, and I could, instead of using a type alias, I could use an interface here, but we're not going to get into that discussion. I think I'm still in the camp of use types unless I need interface features. Even though I think it's a pretty compelling case to do the opposite, but I don't want to get into that discussion because that'll just derail us big time. So we're just going to go with this, and I'm going to fix that, and we'll save this. And now we're going to move on to the next extra credit. We've got a couple of these, so I'm actually, I think I'm probably going to need this. Let's come back here. There we go. And yep, and then we're going to need to borrow this thing also. And we'll grab this right here. TypeScript, so verbose, but worth it. Okay, sweet. Now I just got warnings. And these warnings are coming from TS no unused vars. So, you know what? Let's just disable next line on all of these. They're not supposed to edit these anyway. Okay, and then actually, we've got a couple of these. And so let's type these out. This is going to be a string. This is going to be our array of squares. So let's do a type of squares. And this is going to be an array of x, whoops, or O, or null. And these are going to be that. And this is going to be an index, so it's a number. And yeah, this is going to be our squares. And then the next value is going to be, you know what? Let's give this x and o a alias. So a player. Okay, sweet. So our next value is going to be a player. And then our squares, and this is going to return. Right now, if I call calculate next value, foo, this type is going to be x or o, which is correct, but I think I could be more explicit and say players, player, there we go. And then this will be a type player. And so it's more like, yeah, it can only be one of those things. I don't know. Maybe that'll help me avoid some type widening. I don't know. Okay. And then we've got squares here. And this will return a player. But it could also return null. So let's do, I'm curious about this. Why it's inferring that it could return player only. That could be because of strict, because there are no null checks. Ha, that's why.
Yeah, it's strict.
That makes sense. Sorry, I missed a bunch of stuff. Let me just catch up. Yeah, okay. Cool, and now we've got Vanilla Tilt complaining about saying, you know what, I need to fix all of the typings on all of these though. So we're gonna grab all of this, come over here, put it here, and then I'm gonna get rid of those ESLint line disable things. Oh, right, and we're also gonna need these type aliases. I'm gonna need to keep this one open. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'll come back to this one. Got to fix a couple other things. I think I'll need to fix a couple of things in every one of these though. Here, let's do this. Oh, rats, there's only 2 left. Okay, grab that and come over here. Stick this in its place. Honestly, I should probably just move this to the utility file and just say, hey, these functions, they work. I'd have to look at the videos to see how much I show those functions and like if they're an integral part. I can't remember if I like, and here, let's look at how this function works. And if I move it, then it'd be really confusing. So I think in the future though, I will move all of these functions because I don't change them. We don't do anything with them. I think I just move them all to the utilities file in the future, but I can't do that right now without confusing the heck out of some people. I don't want to do that. Oh, 1 second. And we're back. Okay. So I think I fixed a bunch of these, but the yeah, we've still got This needs to be a single square, which would be a player. Oh, right, no. This is going to be an index, so a number. Yeah, this should be renamed to index, but I don't want to change that right now. So when I come through and re-record all of this, then I'll update some of the variable names here too. So yeah, instead of square, this should really be an index. Yeah. Boy, it sure is hard to make content because you inevitably find out, oh, I should have done something differently. And now I have to figure out how to fix it without messing everything up. It's not bad as it is. It's actually really great as it is. It's just, yeah. Okay, we need prop types for this. Props. Oh, that's interesting. I think I left that around just because, oh no, I need the previous state. That's why. Well, golly gee, let's do type board props. It's just nothing. And our board state is squares. We're going to need to borrow that. Oh, no, I already got it. Sweet. Okay. Okay, and then I don't know why this is complaining. Should be able to infer that, I would assume, because the class definition. Huh. Yeah, I would expect that a React component would have the okay, so we're going to have component did update pre-props is read only of the props. So it's a new lifecycle. What is that supposed to mean? Yeah, that's the only place it's defined. That's interesting. I would totally expect component did update to The snapshot is only present at... Oh, that's for snap. Okay, well, component did update should be part of the regular component lifecycle. That is super weird to me that this is not defined. Whoa. Well, good thing I don't do classes, because that wouldn't be fun. All right, whatever. Board props, board state. Just another reason to not use classes with React. Okay, great. Cool. So then let's take a look at this really quick. Did I type all this? Yeah, I think I did. And 04 over here. This needs to be number. And this is number. Yep. And I've got a bunch of those actually, so I should just do a find. Nope, I already did that one. And this is going to be squares. Oh, it looks like I didn't bring squares in. I just missed this one. Oh, and yeah, this is gonna need me to pass squares. Ta-da! Nice. Okay, and then ooh, actually, let's just see what happens if I don't do that. And then I come down here and I type this player and oh wait, squares. Just kidding. Player, squares, and player. Yep. And then I come up here and I would expect, oh, still not on strict mode. So that's probably why. But I would expect that this would not be happy because I'm not actually passing it squares. I'm passing it an array of any. But yeah, that's my guess is what's going on there. Oh, no, not player. These are squares. Okay, sweet. And finally, let's just make sure it's going to be a number. This is going to have props squares. Here, let's get our type squares here. And on click, it's going to be a function, void function. Wait, no. It is not a void function. It is a function. Wait, no. Yeah. So it's a function that accepts an index. So square, so what we're calling it, in number, and it doesn't return anything, or we don't care about what it returns. Okay. Square. Red, we don't care about it. Step is a number. Cool. Because history is an array of, this needs to be array of squares. And this is going to be a number. Okay, so with that now, history is squares. Yeah, and history is an array of squares. Yep, that makes sense. Cool. And then step will be a number. Oh, because that's the index. Yeah, so we're mapping. There's our index. That's why. Step squares is squares. Yep, awesome. Okay, and then I'm just gonna grab this again, because I don't want to type all that out. Okay, cool. So let's come over here and see what it's complaining about. Vanilla tilt, not used. We'll just do that. Okay. All right, well, let's see if it runs. Looks like it does. Hooray. So we've got 2 exercises. That's how that ends up loading up. Let's see which one gets listed first out of curiosity. Okay, so the first one is going to be the JavaScript, and then you get the TypeScript. I don't want to have them both. We're not going to do that. So So I think what we're going to do is, man. So there are a couple of things that are going through my mind right now. I'm thinking we could just stick with this. You have a JS, an MD, and a TSX. And so choose your own adventure. If you want to do the JS, then just go with that. If you want TSX, then go with that. And then when you come over to the app, we'll just make it so it says exercise JS or exercise TSX. I don't love that idea, especially since like I really just want to encourage people to go the TypeScript route. And I don't want to maintain both branches in the long term. And so, but I can't just go full on TypeScript until I get it re-recorded. Oh, sorry, I just missed a bunch of messages. I just noticed. I'm going to finish what I'm saying and then I'll look at those. So yeah, so I can't just go full on TypeScript until I get everything re-recorded. And so alternatively, I could set it up so that if there's both, we just pull the JS version. But then you're like, well, I want to work on the TypeScript. So what do I do then? So my other thought is that instead of putting them side by side, we could have an exercise TS and a final TS directory. And so if you want to see what the TypeScript version of these would be, and if you want to work in the TypeScript, then you can work in there. And what we can do is have a script that you run when you clone it, or even maybe a prompt that asks you, where you can say whether you want to run TypeScript or go with the TypeScript or not, or JavaScript. And then if you choose TypeScript, then it actually removes all of the JavaScript and just puts the TypeScript files in place. That would be an easy script to write. And I think that just defaulting to JavaScript and making it really easy for people to switch to TypeScript would be kind of nice. Just got to think about this for a second. I'm going to play with my Jacob's ladder. This was my stocking stuffer this year. It's fun. My kids really like it. I'm going to sit down. Let me take a look at what people have been saying really quick. Yeah, so Aaron asked earlier whether it's preferred to use types or interfaces for props and state. So I saw a video just recently that went over this by Harry Wolf, and I tweeted about it. And I guess I looked up his Twitter, Harry Wolf, and that's why he's in here. Where? Man, that's so annoying. Harry Wolf. TypeScript interfaces versus types. There it is. So this was a great video that really explained the nuances and the implications of the differences of the two. And Harry really prefers using interfaces by default. I haven't seen any like official recommendation of one or the other. With like the benefit of using an interface or the limitation of using a type, you don't really feel that with props or state in a typical React app. So like there's in the standard situation, I don't think you ever want the ability, what is it called? I forgot what they call it. Extension, whatever. You don't want to be able to extend the props of a component, I don't think. Maybe I guess if you're wrapping it and then you're just forwarding along props, I suppose, yeah, maybe that's, yeah. And you can compose with intersections here. I should show that right there, what Maple Leaf is talking about there. So yeah, I don't really, I'm not sure. I still need a little bit more experience. This is why I'm not teaching workshops on TypeScript yet, because I need to harden up my understanding of these nuances a little bit more. So anyway, So I need to think about what I'm going to do. I don't like having all these files side by side. I just think it's confusing. One of the things that people say about Epic React is how impressed they are with how clean it is and like straightforward and well set up and whatever. And I like that. I think that's a good thing. I want to keep that. You know what I think? What I think is probably best. This is, I'm gonna not be happy about this because all the work that I've done so far. But I think it would probably be best to use the branch instead. And so then I can say, hey, if you want to use TypeScript and you want to use the latest stuff, like, because I'm changing from event.target to event.current target and stuff. And so if you want to just use the latest and you're okay with some of the code being different from the way it is in the videos, then check out this branch. And I can call it the next branch. And it should be very similar in most ways, but there will be like maybe new extra credits or removed extra credits, and it will all be in TypeScript. And then, because in the future, I'm not going to do any JavaScript. Everything will be a TSX file. I will make it so it's loose so that you don't have to write in TypeScript if you don't want to. You don't have to like type your props or whatever, but you can if you want to. And if you really want the strict stuff, you can just edit the config. Yeah, so everything's going to be in TypeScript in the future.
What about the classes?
Yeah, so I have to keep classes for error boundaries. Just a couple, like there are like 2 videos on it. And then I do have these 2 extra like choose your own adventure classes things. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a poll sometime and ask if people care about those 2. I'm going to do that right now.
The only people that care about those is people that are dealing with the legacy React at this point. Like I know for a fact that even projects that I was working on where they started off with classes because was the React that was available.
Yeah.
Started moving towards hooks and then converting the other bits of their code to hooks as well.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
There's some code bases like the one I was working on at Discover that's just so massive and so entangled that you can't convert it.
Yeah, totally. So I think I'll probably keep these because like it's super low cost for me to keep these. It's literally 2 videos or 1 video each, where I say, hey, let's refactor from a class to a hook. That's all I want people to know how to do. I don't want them to know how to do anything with classes other than refactor from classes to function components. So I think I'll keep both of those. There's value in that, and I can at least say, yeah, sure, we cover classes in Epic React. Yeah, we tell you the only thing you need to know about classes is how to get rid of them. So yeah, so I think I'll probably keep that. But I'm liking this idea a lot more. We'll just keep a separate branch. And that's where my active development is going to go. Just in general, this would be a good idea, even if I wasn't doing TypeScript. Just like I'm making changes to these to these workshops. I'm going to do active development in the next branch, and then I don't know, latest or something. In open source, I call it next, but it's not like a next release exactly. It's just like the latest stuff. I just remembered I meant to send somebody a text and I forgot. So let me just do that really quick.
I don't know. I feel like since it's a complete TypeScript overhaul, you've kind of rolled into that next realm,
Yeah, it really is kind of like the next thing.
Yeah.
So, as ambiguous as that is with Next.js.
It's like Egghead also has their was it Egghead? I think it's Egghead has like their .next right now, don't they?
Yeah, they actually officially released that. So now it's it's been launched. And so if you go to egghead.io, it's the new thing and it's way faster. It's awesome. Like way faster. And if you go to app.egghead.io, then you'll see the old one and you'll see that it's not nearly as fast.
I was messing around with, because like they had put it on the Discord server, like the .next domain, and I was messing around in there when it was like still very not ready. And I
Yeah.
was like, wow, this
Like
is,
they didn't even have the topography set up and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. Okay, yeah, so this is what we're gonna do. So now I just need to, because I made a bunch of changes. I want to keep those. So what we're gonna do is kind of do what I did earlier, just in reverse. We're going to see source ts. There we go. I'll grab all this. I'm sure there's a bash way to do this and it'd be like super amazing and magical and fast, but yeah, I'm not that person. We're gonna move this to let's see. Dang it. Hold on a second. To source ignored. Yeah, we'll just grab that. There we go. And let's make dir source ignored. All right, do that. And there it is, all been moved. Okay, so then I'm just gonna stick that in my clipboard really quick. We'll delete that. And package JSON. I think the only thing that changes is just that script, so whatever. And or let's see. Yeah, we'll call it next. Okay, cool. So now I'm gonna come over here. We'll make a tsconfig JSON. Where'd it go? What is this? What is this? All right, cancel that thing. Paste that. And are you kidding me? VS Code just doesn't want to do anything right now. So we're gonna just do this. Reload this thing. Okay, and I guess I was on a branch and I had all my stuff. I could have just renamed the branch. Okay, that sometimes I do things that are not smart. Oh, and also, no, dang it. Apparently the stuff didn't get copied over because I forgot that like to make all the directories that I was trying to move things into. So that's the worst. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're going to list all the source JS files. Let's pb copy that.
all right, hold on. So what did you do?
I never committed the changes that I made, so Git cannot help me, but my editor can, and so I'm gonna do that. So we'll see.
Yeah,
Probably isn't gonna go well, but we'll try this. So I'm gonna move these to their TSX version. This will be kind of interesting. It may or may not work. I can just move these right here. We'll replace all those. What?
Are you gonna try to Control Z the changes?
No, so Well, maybe I hadn't thought about that, but no, I don't think that would work. I have an extension in VS Code called local history. So I'll just go into each file. I'll use local history and just grab what I had 2 minutes ago. Why is this running file name participants? What the heck is that supposed to mean? Okay, sure. I can do that. So
Generally not a good sign when the answer on Stack Overflows. I don't know.
Yeah, the answer is like, did you try turning it off and on again? So that is what we've been reduced to here. Okay, so now let's try this again. Move this over here, replace all those things. And that was much faster. And then we'll just come over here. And actually, I didn't have, no, I did. So local history. Compared to previous, let's see. I think compared to previous, 423. Wow, no, 423. What time zone is that in? It's not even 423 yet. Oh, but this is the 20th. Oh, well, that's great. So I guess this didn't have a local version. Here, let me close all this stuff. Here, close all editors. There we go. Get rid of all that. Okay, let's do one that I know that I made changes to recently. Like, yeah, this one. Here we go. Or this one. Okay, so this is local history compared to previous, and that was at 307, which, yeah, that could be. So let's try that. And that was when I tried the Pokemon name thing. So sure. I'll just get rid of that console log. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll work. So now I just got to do this over and over again. Oh, sorry, I missed a chat from Raphael. Sorry about that. Yeah, so Raphael, no, the answer is no. You will not need to know TypeScript to go through EpicReact, but you will learn TypeScript by the time you're done. Because all my videos, I will show me doing the solutions with TypeScript. But the way that I'm going to set it up is you will be working in a TypeScript file, but you don't have to use TypeScript in that file. You just do regular JavaScript, because the way I'm going to configure TypeScript is it will be super basic and loose, so that you can make all the sorts of mistakes that you want to, or you can just turn on strict mode, and then TypeScript can help you avoid mistakes. And in fact, actually, this is the cool thing about it. You can still do make all your little mistakes, but TypeScript will be able to help you, because the utilities that you're going to be using will all be in TypeScript. And so even if you aren't like defining types yourself and stuff like that and passing generics and whatever, you'll probably still get a lot of help, because like you got data back, but it's actually on a property called .data, not this object isn't the data itself or whatever. It'll be a lot, like, super helpful. And you will not need to know TypeScript to take EpicReact. I'll make sure that's very clear. Okay, cool. So let's come over to this. Yeah, I don't have a local thing for this one or this one. I don't think I'll have for any of these. Okay, whoops. Whoops. That was not what I wanted it to do. Compare. Okay. This is complaining because, yeah, man, wish I could turn that off. This right here. I want to be able to turn off TypeScript warnings. Let me turn those off, please. Yeah, I'm getting no unused vars for this. TypeScript ESLint, no unused vars. Let's see what happens. TypeScript ESLint. Yeah, okay, that'll be better. So actually, I know I've got a couple of these. I think actually only one of these ones. Oh yeah, I've got a couple. Here, let's grab all this. And replace all that. Okay, and then actually we've got next line. Next line, we'll just do all that right now. Probably should just do one thing at a time. Yeah, I know that the tests, I didn't do anything in those. This one, I don't think I did anything in these. Yeah, I didn't do anything in these. I'll need to come into these though. Okay, local history. Yeah, no change there. No change there. I did change this one. Hold on a second. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and while I'm here, I am going to take all of these out. This is going to be way better. I can just say, hey, if you want to do TypeScript, then you're going to need to go into next. And there will be some differences, but you're opting into this, so I'm okay with you dealing with those differences yourself. Okay, calculate status. Here, you know what? We're going to actually put these in their own square tic-tac-toe utils tsx. I might change my mind on this, but right now the way I feel about file extensions is if I have any React in the project, then every file is TSX. I've kind of gone back and forth on that. But yeah, it's just super annoying to say, well, here, it's just a utility file. And then you bring in a utility, anything that has TypeScript in it or has React in it. And now you have to change the file extension. And it's, yeah, it's kind of sad. The only reason that we have the painful experience that we have is because of historical reasons for syntax disambiguation. And so there's no reason to just not say TSX for everything because you only miss out on a couple of things. I can't remember what those things are, but it's not enough for me to feel like it's worthwhile having to decide on every single one of those. So anyway, we've got all those. Sweet. And I don't think here, actually, I think we can put both of these in here. Yeah, we already did. And export type squares and player. Okay, cool. So then we can import these types. Import type squares player from tic-tac-toe utils. Get rid of that. And it looks like we don't need player. So that's interesting. Okay, cool. So then we'll come over here. We're going to do the same thing. All of these are unused. And you know what? I kind of want to disable this globally, but you can't. I don't think you can do that in a Create React app project. At least, like you can make it work in the editor, but when it goes to build your project and stuff, it'll show up warnings and stuff because the way that they do their linting. I can double check, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. So it's kind of a bummer. Oh, right. We are duplicating declarations. So we'll get rid of all of these. Okay, and that's fine. And let's just do all of this at the same time. Get rid of all this garbage. Oh, snap. I forgot. Here, let's go back. Previous versions. Here we go. And now we can remove all this garbage. And I guess I don't even use squares, but I should. So I guess I didn't type this fully like I should have. Yep. Okay, cool. So I'm actually going to stop that. I need to just do one thing at a time. And we'll look at this one. Previous versions, that was on the 16th also. This was today. Nothing substantial changed here. Oh, wait. Huh, okay, whatever. Okay, so let's see. It's just a span to do thing. Okay, and that's interesting. I guess I didn't. Oh, no, there we go. Hold on a second. Oh, I did have something useful in here. Coming back. I forgot about that. So on the 16th, I did do a little bit of changes. Yeah, that's when I did my current target. Oh, shoot. My current target changes. Why is this complaining? Oh, there we go. And this should probably be a separate function, so I can type that. We'll just gotta keep going. Otherwise I get lost. Yeah, this one's fine. Nothing special in there. And actually, let's just do this. Close all those. Okay. And this is going to be a string. String. Yeah. Now utils has this thing, but it doesn't have it in a try catch. But it should. So I need this comment from here. Then I need this try catch from here. Yep. Okay. See if I give this a type initial name string, and it's also optional. Yeah, it doesn't really make much of a difference to have it explicitly typed or not. We probably will explicitly type it, but let's just keep going. Yeah, gotta come type this later. Okay, except, yeah, I'll fix number 4 when I'm all done with all these. I already did this one. Okay. This part's kind of boring, sorry. This is because I made a mistake. Huh, no changes, I think. I think I already did this one. Huh, it's weird. Oh. Almost done. And the last one. Okay, sweet. So I'll just get rid of all this garbage. And you know what? I need to check on something. TypeScript, React, return string. Render a string, yes. Thumbs up. Highest comment. Workaround is to return a fragment. It's nice to have a workaround. I don't want a workaround. Perfect. See what's going on over here. Back in 2018,
Oh
all
no, we
right.
found the issue.
Oh, is this the issue?
It's the issue. This is like people have just been crying about this for a long time.
Man, here it is. The issue and the pull request.
What is it that you ran into?
TypeScript doesn't like it if you return a string from
Oh yeah.
from a component. So that's fun.
And
And
then
they're
paste.
doing a bunch of perf testing and yep, love seeing this.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's too bad.
I'm hoping this didn't stall completely because I feel like we need this because JSX types right now are just too limited.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while since anybody's done stuff with this. Well, this is where you start feeling sad for the world. And any news on this fix? No, there's not, obviously. Don't ask. Yeah, that's another workaround. Just cast everything. I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's funny. All right, anyway, that's kind of interesting. So now I needed to go fix number 4. Here, really quick, I need to check on something. Okay, cool. So I want to get rid of all of this nonsense. And in exchange, we're going to do some imports, which I'll borrow from up here. And squares will be defined right. Very good. Okay, cool. So then we'll go over here. We'll do the same thing. Honestly, I should change it from game to app and just get rid of the wrapper thing. I'll take a look at that next. Let's just get this done. Okay, cool. So, every single exercise exports a component called app. I like that convention. So we are going to rename game to app. We'll get rid of this. And just do that. They're all gone. And now it's function app. There we go. Pretty often you don't actually change app though, which is kind of probably why I did what I did. But I think there are some exceptions to that. So yeah. Okay. This is just the start of something really big, where I have to go through every single one of these and yeah, see if what's the word, or what am I trying to say? Yeah, like add hints for or code comments for here's the types and whatever else. And actually, you know what I'll probably do is I'll introduce a new emoji. So Cody here is about to get a new friend. We've got a handful of emojis already. In every one of these, we have this, our helpful emoji. So if you have any tips on a good emoji for a TypeScript thing, oh, just noticed Aaron's message in the Discord. Sorry about that. I think I'd scrolled up, and so I wasn't auto scrolling down. Yeah, bummer. Okay, yeah. So if you have suggestions for a good emoji for the TypeScript thing, and that's where I'll say, you know, and that way I can say, anytime you see this emoji, if you don't care about TypeScript, just ignore them. You don't need them. Yeah. Like, I don't know why, but TypeScript to me always like just screams person in a suit or like just a tidy. But I'm already using that for Peter, the product manager, so I can't use that one. I don't need to decide that right now, but that's just something I need to think about. Yeah, okay, anyway, I just wanted to make sure that this is still working. We've got our exercise, we got our final, we got our extra credit, and it's working. Cody, hooray. Isolated pages, of course, work because this is just an iframe for the isolated page. Yeah, freaking A. This is awesome. I didn't have to do anything to make the arrow keys work because this is just using Reach UI and they know how to do tabs in an accessible way. And I think that's great. Man, that's awesome. Oh, actually, at one point in here, we switched to going into local storage. And so the value in local storage gets set to, I think maybe it's this one. I can't remember which one it is. But yeah, so like, yeah, there we go. So now it's quotes because I think we stick it in the local storage over here and then we read it from local storage in another one or something like that. And it goes from just saving the string into local storage to JSON stringifying it and then JSON parsing it out. And so that's why you end up with the quotes there. Maybe I can fix something about that in the future because it does. I've had a couple people be confused about that. Mulan, dragon, Mushu, right? Okay, tic-tac-toe. Let's just make sure it still works. Yay. Let's go all the way to extra credit. This is persisted in local storage and everything. Ta-da. Go to move 1, go to move 3. And O can win. Sweet. Okay, hold on a second. Gotta check this. Yeah, okay. So I gotta go. This is gonna be a little bit earlier ending time for me. I'm gonna go hang out with my kids, who matter more to me than you all do. I love you all very much, but I love my kids more. So then we go Charizards, and it's like busted. Try again. And in this lesson, we learn how to make your error boundary automatically update if if an element of an array that you pass to it changes. So that's kind of nice. That's what the reset keys thing is all about. Definitely going to keep that. Okay, so that's fun. This worked pretty well. Let's see what types. Oh, you know what? I forgot to update package.json to have validate. Nope. Validate this one. Yeah, okay, we got a couple. Let's just fix those really quick. Oh, yes. So this is going to be, let's come over here. Nope, I guess we'll need this. Wait, no. Tilt root. There we go. Nice. All right. And 06 test. Yes. Okay. So this is annoying. Let fetch mock. And this has an any, but then it, what comes back from this? Just spy instance. Yeah, that's enough. Okay, and fetch mock. I feel like you should get a warning for that too. Anyway, let's try that. I think this will work this time. No type errors. And then just for the fun of it, before I go, we're going to come over to the TS config. We're going to say strict true. I'm saying 20 errors. 78. I was off by much. So we'll fix that in the future. But right now I'm going to turn this off. And we're going to add this and commit init, or yeah, move to TypeScript. Yep. And we're going to run all the things that I run, which I think we will let run here. I am almost out of water, but I can still unscrew the lid and drink it. Go fill that up. This is running the build right now, by the way. So we're just waiting for that. There we go. Sweet. And it noticed these as file renames. So that's cool. All right. So I'll come back and I'll turn on strict and we'll fix all those errors. And then we'll turn off strict so that people can work through this without a bunch of errors. And if they don't want to see a bunch of errors, they can turn on strict themselves if they want. All right, that was fun. Thanks for hanging out. We will definitely be doing more of this coming soon. So I hope you have a stellar day, and I will see you at a future time. So, whoops, there we go.